So in this video, we will learn how to write creative art and craft articles using AI. So guys, if you are creating some kind of online content related to art and craft, this automation is for you. So in this automation, we will be just adding a new row of title in our Google Sheet. And then automatically this automation workflow will start, this automation workflow will trigger, and then using artificial intelligence platform like OpenAI, we will be automatically generating some kind of article, some kind of content related to the title which we have added in our Google Sheet. And not only this guys, automatically we will be creating a post in our WordPress site with the same content and the same title which we have added in our Google Sheet. Now guys, how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Sheets to OpenAI to WordPress. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, in my Google Sheet, I'm adding some titles for some articles for some blogs related to art and craft. And then I'm also adding the date, that at what date I'm adding this title. And then using this automation, what we are going to do, we are going to get this title. As we add this new title in a Google Sheet, we are going to get this title in our Pabbly Connect workflow. For that, we have to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we will send these details, we will send this title to OpenAI. And using OpenAI, we are going to generate a new article on a new blog on the same title which we have given in the Google Sheet. And at last, after generating the blog, the article using OpenAI, we are going to create a new post on our WordPress site. And we are going to keep that post in draft so that after generating the article as well, before publishing it, you can actually recheck the article, the blog as well. So let's begin guys, how you can completely automate this process. So after setting up this automation, in our Google Sheet, we just have to enter the name or the title of the article or the topic for which we want to generate the blog. And after that, automatically a new blog will be generated using OpenAI and it will be created as a draft in our WordPress site. And also at last, we will be uploading the link of the same blog of the same article which we have created on WordPress in this Google Sheet as well. So let's begin how it is done. Now here in Pabbly Connect trigger window, in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. And then in trigger event from the drop-down, select new or updated spreadsheet row as the trigger event. Now after selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And using this webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So how it is done? You can follow the help text given below over here to know this. Just copy this webhook URL from here and go to the Google Sheet where you are adding the titles or the topics of your blog. So this is my Google Sheet. After reaching to your sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Pabbly, Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And as you can see, this add-on of Pabbly Connect Webhooks is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install the same add-on into your own Google Sheet account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. Now after refreshing our Google Sheets, once again we will go to Extensions, and this time you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. After clicking on Initial Setup, this box appears in front of us. And here it is basically asking us, this add-on is asking us 3 different things. First one is the selected sheet. And here in this field of selected sheet, it is most likely possible that you may have multiple sheets in your Google spreadsheet. So here you have to select the sheet that from which sheet we want to send the data to Pabbly Connect. Then here it is asking us for the webhook URL. Now here in this webhook URL section, we have to paste the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. And at last, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now here guys, you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. For example, here you can see that in the background, in my Google Sheet, I have 3 different columns. First one is of title, second one is of date, and the third column is of blog link. So after completing this automation workflow, after generating the blog and adding that blog, creating that blog as a new blog draft in WordPress, we will be adding the link of that blog in this blog link section. So let's ignore it for now. But column B, the column B of date, this is the last data entry column in which I am going to add some data. So here guys, I will be selecting column B as trigger column because it is the last data entry column in which we will be adding some data. Instead of column B, you can use any other column as your trigger column. So here guys, whenever in a new row, we will be adding some data till our trigger column, that is column B, automatically that data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. Now after entering our trigger column, just click on this send test button. Now when we click on send test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. Means the data of the very first row after headers, means row number 2 is sent to Pabbly Connect till column B, till our trigger column. So let's check it. We'll go to Pabbly Connect workflow. And yes guys, here you can see that the same data has been received. Here in title, you can see the same title which we have added in our Google Sheet. And here you can see the same date as well. Now this means the connection between Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. After this, just click on the submit button. And after clicking on submit, the setup is configured successfully. Now after submitting it, just once again go to extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and this time we have to select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever the data in a new row is added till our trigger column, immediately, instantly send that data to Pabbly Connect to trigger to start this automation workflow. And here guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully connected Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect and received the new titles, the new topics for articles or blogs from Google Sheet in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now after this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, what we have to do using OpenAI, we have to generate a new article, a new blog for this title. Now to do so, just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in choose apps, search for OpenAI. Select OpenAI. And then in action event from the drop down, select generate content as the action event. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API token of our OpenAI account. Now here you must be thinking how you can get this API token. Now to get it, just go to the OpenAI account of yours, and after reaching to your OpenAI account, on the right side, click on this profile option and click on View API Key button. After clicking on it, here you can see a list of all the API keys which you have created in your OpenAI account. Just click on this Create New Secret Key button, and then here you can see that a new API key is created. Just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And then just click on Save. Now when we click on Save, here we can see that our OpenAI account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the select AI model. And in the drop down below, here you can see a list of different AI models which OpenAI offers. So out of all of these models, which AI engine, which AI model you want to use to generate the content. So we will be using this Text DaVinci 003, the most used model over here. Then it is asking us for the prompt, that what prompt we want to give, what command we want to give to OpenAI to generate this content. So we want to give the prompt as write an article on, and then after this we are going to mention the title, the topic which we have entered in our Google Sheet. So from the drop down from Google Sheet responses, select the response of title and map it over here. So here guys, we are giving this complete prompt to OpenAI that says write an article on crafting with clay tips and techniques. Then it is asking us, after giving the prompt, it is asking us maximum token. That what is the maximum amount of token this prompt can use, OpenAI can use to generate a blog, to generate a content. So here guys, the maximum amount or maximum limit you can enter is 2048 and the default value is 256 token. So here guys, I'm just going with the default value of 256 token. Then it is asking us for sampling. So select the sampling type, temperature sampling and nucleus sampling. Then here you can see the sampling value, presence penalty, frequency penalty and stop sequence. So what are these things? To know this, we will go to our OpenAI account. So here guys, we will go to OpenAI account and we will go to Playground. So here you can see the sampling as well. So here you can see the temperature. So the temperature basically controls the randomness of the content, that how random the content will be. And after that, we can see the maximum length. Here you can see the stop sequence. After this, here you can see the top P which says control diversity via nucleus sampling. 0.5 means half of all likelihood weighted options are considered. So how diverse your content will be, you can select this from this nucleus sampling. After this, we have frequency penalty. So how frequently you want the new lines or the same content to be repeated. So here, the greater the value, the lesser will be the content will be repeated. Then it is asking us presence penalty. The presence penalty says how much to penalize new tokens based on whether they appear in the text so far. Increase the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. So here it will basically control the creativity or the newness in the topic. And at last, it is giving us best of. So this means it will generate only one blog, only one content for a single prompt. But if we change the best of to, for example, 5, then it will be generating 5 results for the same prompt which we have given. And in response, it will give us the best one among all the 5 of those. But it will consume the tokens for all of those 5 results which it is going to generate. So you can actually use or increase this value if you want to get the best of the best content from OpenAI. So here guys, you can basically enter value of all of these things like temperature sampling type, sampling value, presence penalty, stop sequence and frequency penalty. All of these things over here. And at last you can see the best of as well. So right now I'm just keeping all of these things on the default value. So the default value for sampling value is 0.7. For presence penalty, the default is 0 and it varies from -2 to +2. And the frequency penalty, the default value is 0. We are not adding any kind of stop sequence, so let's ignore it. And then just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. By clicking on Save and Send Test Request button, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. In this response, you can see a response named as Choices 0 text. And in response in front of it, you can see a complete article, a complete blog written by AI on the topic which we have given to it. So here you can see the complete content is generated using OpenAI. So here we have successfully completed the step 2 of setting up this automation as well. Now after this, we have to send this same content to WordPress so that we can create a post over there. For that, just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button. And here in Choose App, search for WordPress. Select WordPress. And then in Action Event from the drop down, select the action event as Create a Post. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our WordPress account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the username or email address of our WordPress account and the password. Basically the login credentials of your WordPress account and also the base URL. So here guys, I must know that you may be having all of these details of your WordPress account. So just enter these details over here. Okay, so here I have entered the username and password of my WordPress site. Now it is also asking us for the base URL. So the help text below it says, enter your fully publicly accessible WordPress URL with leading HTTP or HTTPS. Do not include /wp admin or /wp login.php. So here guys, what we have to do, we have to enter the URL of our WordPress site. So this is the URL of our WordPress site and we have to ignore this WP admin. So till this WP3/, we will be copying the URL from our WordPress site and paste it over here in base URL. And then just click on Save over here. Now when we click on Save guys, we will see our WordPress account will get connected with Pabbly Connect over here. After connecting our WordPress account, the first thing it asks us is the post type. And here in the drop down below, you can see a list of different posts which we can create on our WordPress site. So we want to create a post, normal text post. So we will be selecting posts over here. Then it is asking us post title, that what will be the title of the post which we are publishing on WordPress. So I want the title of the post should be the same title which we have entered in our Google Sheet. So we have entered our title in our Google Sheet and we have received that same response, same title in Pabbly Connect workflow in trigger response. So from this trigger response, we have to basically map this same response over here in this field of post title. And as you all know, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and from the drop down from Google Sheet Responses, select and map the response of title. Then it is asking us for the post content, so just click here, and from the drop down from the responses of OpenAI, we have basically generated the content of this post. So from OpenAI responses, select and map the response of post content. Then it is asking us for the slug. So right now the field of slug and expert are ignored. I'm just keeping it blank and they will be automatically generated. If you want, you can actually enter the slug and expert over here as well. Then it is asking us status, that what will be the status of this blog which we are creating, of this post which we are creating. And in the drop down here we can see different status. So I want to create this blog as a draft in my WordPress site. So I'm selecting draft over here. Then it is asking us for the category. So I want the category to be uncategorized over here right now. And then if you want, you can also add some tags over here. So I will be adding a tag, for example, testing. Then if you want, you can add some kind of featured media from your WordPress site as well with this post. But if you just don't want to add any kind of media, like right now, I don't want to add any kind of media, no videos, no images. So what you have to do, you have to just turn this mapping button in front of it on and clear this default response. By clearing it, we will just keep this field blank and none of the media from our WordPress site will be added with this post. After this, the next thing it asks us is the format. So in the drop down, you can see there are a list of different formats and we are going to select standard format over here. Then it is asking us ping status, comment status, that both of them are open, and the author. So from the drop down, you can use the author. I want the admin to be the author of this post. Then it is asking us sticky and the help text says whether or not the post should be treated as sticky. So this post should not be treated as a sticky post. So I'm just selecting false over here. And then the password. Like if you want to create a password for this post to access it, you can create a password over here as well. But if you don't want to create it, you can just ignore it for now. And then after entering all of these details, all of this required data and map the required data over here, what we have to do, we just have to click on save and send test request. Now when we click on save and send test request, here we will see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that a new post has been created on our WordPress site. This is the status of the post, this is the category, this is the tag, this is the post content, and this is the title which we have mapped over here with these same details. So let's check it. We will go to a WordPress site, we will go to pages section, go to all pages. We will go to post section. And yes guys, here you can see that a new post is created on our WordPress site. We will just click on this preview button. So the category of this post is uncategorized and the tag is testing. The admin author of this post is admin and the status of this post is draft. The same details, the same options which we have selected over here in Pabbly Connect. And when we will open this post, here you can see that we have the same title, Crafting with Clay Tips and Techniques, which we have added in our Google Sheet. And also you can see the same content in this post which we have created using OpenAI in Pabbly Connect workflow. Now this means the step 3 of setting up this automation is also completed. We have successfully created an article, a blog or some content using OpenAI and we have created a post using that content in our WordPress site. Now what we have to do, in this response of WordPress, we have basically received the link or the URL of this post here in this response of link. So we will just copy it and paste it in a new tab. And here you can see that the same post which we have created can be seen over here. Now what we have to do, we have to upload or update this link in our Google Sheet in front of this same title of this blog or this article in the Google Sheet in this column of blog link. Now to do this, what we have to do, we just have to add a last step in our automation workflow. Just scroll down, click on this add action step button. And here in choose apps, search for Google Sheet once again. Select Google Sheets. Then in action event from the drop down, select the action event as update cell value. So here we have an action event, update cell value. Select it, click on connect and select add new connection. Now here once again we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this sign in with Google button and select your Google Sheets account. After selecting your account, just scroll down and click on continue. Now as we click on continue, we will see that once again our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is select spreadsheet. And in the drop down below, you will see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account. So out of all of these spreadsheets, you have to select the same spreadsheet in which you are adding the title of the topics or the articles over here. The spreadsheet name is new blogs. So here from the drop down, select this spreadsheet. Then we have to select the sheet. So here as you can see, there is only one sheet right now in this Google Sheet, that is sheet 1. So here we will be selecting sheet 1. Then it is asking us range, that what is the range of the cell in which we want to update this value, this link. So here guys, you can see that we have this range of this value as C2. But guys, every time we will be adding a new topic, the range of this cell in which we will be adding the or updating the link will be keep on changing, like C2, C3, C4. This means the column C is going to be a constant, but row number will be keep on changing. So here guys, we will be manually entering the name of the column, that is column C. But from this Google Sheet responses in trigger window, when we have received the title and the date from the Google Sheet, here in this response, you can see we have also received the row index, the row number. So from these responses, we will be mapping the row number over here. So the complete range of the cell in which we want to update the link of the blog is C2. So every time for whatever row we will be getting the data, for whatever row we will be creating blog content and creating a blog in WordPress, in the same row in column C, the link of that blog will be updated. Then at last it is asking us for the value. So here in value, what value you want to add in this cell? So we want to add the link of the blog which we have received from WordPress. So from the drop down, from WordPress responses, select the response of blog link and map it over here. And then just click on save and send test request. Now after clicking on save and send test request, here we have received some response. This response shows that the value which we have mapped over here has been updated in this particular cell in this sheet. So let's check it. We will go to Google Sheet, and yes guys, here you can see that the same link of the blog which we have created just now in WordPress has been updated in our Google Sheet. So in this way you can see that the automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, we just have to enter the title of the article or the blog which we want to create on our WordPress site in our Google Sheet. And then automatically we will be creating that article, we will be creating some content using OpenAI, and then we will create a post on our WordPress site with the same content and update the link of that post back in our Google Sheet. So here guys, after setting up this automation, let's test this automation once in real time. So here guys, in my Google Sheet, I'm going to add another title. For example, this is the title, The Benefits of Painting for Stress Relief. I have added this title in my Google Sheet, and let's add another date. For example, the same date over here, and it is done. So just now in our Google Sheet, we have added a new row with the title and the date of an article of a blog. And we will see within seconds, this automation, using this automation, a new content will be generated on the same title, a blog for that content will be created, and the link of that blog will be updated in the same cell. So here guys, let's wait for a couple of seconds over here. And it is done. Here you can see that a new link has been updated. Just open this link, and then it will take us to the page, to the blog which we have created. So here guys, you can see that a new blog has been created, a new post has been created in our WordPress site with the same title we have added just now in our Google Sheet. And here you can see some content for the same topic which we have just now entered in our Google Sheet. Now this means the automation workflow which we have created is working perfectly fine. And we have tested this automation workflow in real time. So guys, not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.